Oh, I forgot to add myself. Ooh, okay. That shouldn't be echoing now. Hi, Nico. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Bubby, thank you so much. Happy Caturday to you. The kitties. You got your coffee, Nico? Mr. Kazi's downstairs. It's just us. Uh, well, I'm here now. Brad's over there making all kinds of stuff. Did you go on your little vacation and meet your friends? Making remodeling doors over there. Come to my house. I need some stuff done. Good morning, Jarella. How are you? This Kazi's down there doing all kinds of stuff so early in the morning. I don't know how he thinks of all this stuff in the morning, but he's down there moving and grooving. Uh, we got you are good, Brad. That's awesome. You deserve it. You guys are best friends. One day I'm going to make it out to Cali and I'm going to meet my friends. I thought that our little trip was going to happen in next year, and it's not happening until 28, which is kind of like a good thing because I'm like, oh, okay, we have like a little bit more time to save for this, like, round trip cross country adventure that we're going to go on, which I'm very excited about. And 2028 is going to be here quicker than we thought because it's friggin' June. All right? It's friggin' June. Today would have been my dad's birthday. So happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday. I could just imagine what my dad would be like if he were still here through the pandemic and all that stuff. He passed in 2019. I could just imagine. I have to tell you the story of what happened to us this week. Lots of things happened. Some things we got to keep secret because we're working on something, but stay tuned because I will definitely let you guys know. You'll be the first to know. Good things. Good things. Fun stuff. But I don't see if I tell you it's kind of somewhat and I tease it a little bit, Mr. Kazi might be a little bit like, upset. However, um, we did some things. We went Thursday. He played hooky. Not hooky. He had a lot of things he had to do, like doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So he had the day off. So by the time I got home, he's we went out on like a date, which is awesome. We're back to doing our dates. And I have a list, like I'll be on Instagram and I'll have a list of like restaurants in the area that like, it's like food reviews and stuff like that. So he's like, well, just pick one. I said, all right, we'll stay local, like 2 towns over, right? So we go to this place. I didn't expect it to look like this. Now we ain't never been there before. So we went to we found it, a hole in the wall dive bar. Um we walk in. I was like, oh my gosh. Hi, Fancy was my name. Good morning. We went in and it was clean as can be. It was like a really cute, you just knew that they were all locals that go there. So the servers were amazing. The two girls, like you could tell they worked together. They weren't, competing, like they didn't have stations and all that stuff. So the one girl was telling us what, is good, what to order. I put a short up with the onion rings that Mr. Kazi had. And then another girl came over and she was real funny. She was like, Mr. Kazi jokes with everyone. And in the beginning, when we first got back together again, it felt like he was flirting. You know what I mean? It was like, I could be like, what? You're flirting with that person. But it's not. It's just who he is, right? So he's talking to the girls. And the one girl really enjoyed him because she cracked up every time she came by. And we went, he got his food. Um, and she's like asking me, do you want it? I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will have a drink. And I asked her, like, I only drink Sauvignon Blanc. I'm just a dry white bitch, right? So she's like, "No, I don't have that." And I'm like, "I'm not going to pay money for something that I'm not going to enjoy." So I was like, whatever. And it seems like this time of year, every year, I'm always in the mood for like an ice cold beer. I'm not really a beer drinker, but if I get on the boat to go fishing, I'm having beer. I'm taking some beer on the boat, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to get a nice cold beer. So I went up and I ordered myself a beer. I'm not supposed to have that stuff with the surgery. So I was like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna try this, see how it goes. Uh, Turns out I'm not ever gonna have beer again. It was like too bubbly for me. Um, but it was good. It was nice and crisp for, the first couple of minutes, and then it started to get warm. I don't like warm beer. So I said, all right, we're done. But I was feeling a little good after like a half a beer. I said, oh my gosh. So this guy comes up to us and he tells us his name, and he's a host for trivia night. And yeah, Jarrell, we're not supposed to have that. And I found out why. It blows your stomach up. So um he comes up to us and he's all like loud and bubbly and everything. And he's like, "You guys want to play trivia?" And I looked at Mr. Kazi and I was like, that's the one thing, even in season one, that we've never done together. So I'm like, yeah, let's sign up. And he's like, all right, well, you need a team name. I said, the Kazis. That's what we're going to be named. So he sets us up. He gives us the little, gadget to like, answer the questions. He was so funny and he reminded me of my dad, like the same personality. Like I could see if my dad were still here, and because my dad was an alcoholic, but then just quit cold turkey like m- m- 20 years before he passed. But he always enjoyed like that, doing the bar kind of like, those kinds of things, like the events at the bars. And like, he would host like when he had like a little place down the shore. So he would like host, and he never minded any of that. Every once in a while he'd have a couple of beers or something. So he just reminded me of him. And so it was fun. We apparently we suck, but to be fair, the questions were like, like the music, it wasn't like music that me and Mr. Kazi know, because he knows all kinds of shit. So it was fun though. We were out late on a school night. We got home, it was like 9:45. I said, I'm already in bed by now. I gotta get myself together. He's like, yeah, it is late. You're usually sleeping by now. So anyway, that's what we did. When did we do that? Wednesday night? Yeah, it was Thursday night. Yeah, it was definitely Thursday night. That's when it was, because I found out some news on Thursday and I am very sad about it. I gotta buckle up. My main competitor again. Brad, it was because they were asking questions that we didn't know. Like the songs, the music category had like one answer was Culture Club. We got that, and the other one was Madonna. The other ones I just like, I don't know any of them. It was weird. I never even heard of these artists. And then a couple of ones, he didn't hit the button fast enough. I hit the wrong button. We came in third to last. We came in seventh. I was like, darn, what the hell? I even got an extra 50 points for showing the guy that I'm following him on Instagram now. So, anyway, that was the night. In one of the categories, they had horse races. They had four horses. You had to pick the one, the horse. And I'm like, all right, this is awesome. So I picked the one horse, and it was like, good morning, love. It was way ahead. I mean, it didn't even look like it was going to be a fair race. And then all of a sudden, another horse comes out of the like out of nowhere, and we lost the race. We lost both of those races. I was pissed off. I was pissed. but it was cute. It was fun, you know? It was something we'd never done before. So it just, and they have bingo on Wednesday. I said, well, if we ever like, if we ever, they start around 8 and Mr. Kazi doesn't get done until 8. So I don't know if we'd go back. He said we would, but we'll have to see if he's got a day off on a Wednesday or Thursday and then we'll go there. But anyway, I like going to new places because it's fun. And why go to the same place when you can go to different places? But the bar was clean. It reminded me of a Philly bar, like a corner bar. The locals were in there. They knew we were new, but everybody was completely nice. It was a good night out. I enjoyed our little week date. Just means we can't go out this weekend because we are only going out once a week because, groceries. We're all eating healthy here. It's all that I can get meats and produce, and it's cost me over $150, and I'm not happy about that. I'm like, I'd rather buy the junk that's on sale. So we had our little barbecue on Monday. Just the typical stuff. I made the potato salad, and there's like 1,000 pounds of potato salad still left, and I thought I didn't make that much. Did you guys have a good Memorial Day? Did you have, like, your day off? If ever it's, I mean, most people had the day off. I had the day off. Jarrell is changing her pictures and, like, it is a new picture. There it is. There's Jarella in lights. I'm not calling you out. You have it there. So, you guys, work situation. The girl that I work with, who I depend on immensely during the day, put her notice in on Thursday. And I understand why. I'm not mad about it because her and I have been doing this the same amount of years. I think exactly like she does. We have the same, feelings on what's going on. But she put her notice in, which means I'm going to work with Captain Chaos alone. And I just know it's going to take time to order. You guys. Oh, dear is right, Charlotte. Like, how, like, you just, like, have you worked with somebody, like, and you don't even have to say anything. They just pick up oh, like, all right, she's busy. I'm just going to grab this for her and do that. And I know what she's doing. And if she's in the weeds, I pick it up and I make sure it's taken care of. And, sometimes we can't even say anything to one another because we're both, like, in a tizzy. And then she'll go to do it. And she's like, oh, thank you for doing it. And I'm like, oh, thanks for getting my back on that. Yeah. So now I got to find someone like her who's going to put up with the shenanigans at work. But I was talking to my therapist on Thursday, right? And I know how horrible, like, the environment is. It's going to be the same anywhere. Dental is the same exact situation no matter where I am. So I know, Nico, I gotta breathe. But she said to me, she's like, can we be friends when I leave? I was like, yeah, we're friends now. What are you talking about? So anyway, it's just gonna be the same situation in a different location. I mean, I probably won't have to fill out police reports and, have people come in and grab all my appointment cards and throw them on the lawn. But that just makes for an exciting day, I feel. So right now I'm okay. Right now I am. Now, next week could be a different story. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be okay. Like, once he gets everything together, it's going to be okay. He's like, I need you because I need your advice. because you've been doing this so long and I haven't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, but you don't listen to me. You listen to me and I think you're doing it. And then you come back and you're like, oh no, we're going in a different direction. Okay, whatevs. Here's Mr. Cosby. So we'll see. We'll see. I have 2 weeks for her to get used to it. And she's not going to screw me like the other girl did just by not showing up at all. So we got that going for us. Let's see what else. I didn't weigh myself, so I don't know how much more I'm down. But I also the past 2 days, like I've been buying the practice snacks because they need snacks. It's stressful, and some of them don't even get a lunch. So I've been buying them like peanut butter crackers, and I bought my brother Twizzlers. I took those in. He didn't want them, so I'm like I'll take them in. But I bought like a container of peanut M&Ms. And the past 2 days, I've gone back and I've gotten like a little cup of peanut M&Ms because sometimes you just need that. Okay, don't point your finger at me, Jarella. Sometimes you just need some peanut M&Ms to take the edge off. I could be picking up a whole different. I could be picking up a whole different set of issues. Peanut M&Ms will stick with, but that's where we're at. We got the peanut M&Ms. What is happening here? Why am I? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now look, here's the deal. Me and Mr. Kazier, we have decided we're going to do some stuff. We have decided that we're going to do some things for 4th of July for you guys because we're in Philly. It's 250th birthday of the country. However, we are going to do it the week before because everybody's going to be in Philly. Like, we're going to have all kinds of visitors the week of July 4th because it falls on the Saturday. So we're going to go the week before. We took it off. We took the days off. Um, so yeah, we'll be fine. We're going to record some things because they'll be decorated for everything for, the 2 weeks. So we'll go down and what we are going to do is we definitely have plans I'm actually going to go into Independence Hall where everything was written. Then we're going to go to the Constitution Center, which is, I've been there when I saw the Princess Diana um, exhibit. I friggin' love that place. And I'm like, well, I'm not like a history nerd. Like, for crying out loud, I didn't pay attention in history because I was too busy crushing on my history teacher. So, yeah, that happened. But we're going to go and we're going to go into these places and, because last year we went and walked the streets and stuff like that. It is going to be total chaos, Nico. That's why we're going to go the week before. So we have plans to record all that stuff and show you guys that. And we'll probably release it, on 4th of July or something like that. So don't fear. I think that that's kind of like, listen, we're here in that area where everything started. So why not, Uh, I guess, I don't know. Whatever. We'll do something. But yeah, that's what we have planned. And that's coming up because I can't believe that's in like 3 weeks. Like literally, we're almost at July 4th. Weren't we just I said this last year. I'm like, we were just watching the mummers. What the hell's going on here? Time is flying. Are we like spinning on the ball of dirt faster? It's crazy. And Lilith, is there another full moon? Is there two this month? Because we're too much is going on. Too much is going on. Can you enlighten me on that, Lilith? Because I am tired of the cuckoo. I am so tired of the cuckoo. I haven't had an opportunity to keep up on. I popped in Aren't You Exhausted last night. Uh but I was like doing other stuff. So I kind of I was half paying attention because we had all kinds of stuff. Tomorrow's the blue full moon. Okay. That explains a lot. That explains a lot of shit that's going on. But yeah, so like Rosie's like I just know that Rosie's out there like, like boo-hooing about Girl World. But you came in like the Kool-Aid man. And don't tell me that you weren't watching it for years before you came in because you had a plan. You manipulated everybody into thinking that you were going to be different. I watched you day one when you put out your little vlog of kickboxing. And I knew right then and there that you were a disaster and that you were going to wind up being, not well received. So I know that she's like, talking bullshit about that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. All the other shit, I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. Talk about me. Say what you want to say. I'm not taking the bait. Don't care. I really don't. I really don't because I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want to be involved in that back and forth and negativity and fighting and he said, she said. It's not worth it. Right? It's just not worth it. So I'm going to keep my peace and just watch that. I mean, I lurk. I see what's going on. I'm enjoying one storyline that's going on. It's gonna implode, but I'm enjoying the one storyline that, I'm peeking in on. And for some reason I wake up in the middle of the night like with just like I'm like, why am I up at 2:30 in the morning? And I have my earbud in because that's what I go to sleep on. And I'm like, oh, is this on? Okay. All right, here we are. So, it's true, Lilith. It's true. Like, I just don't want to be involved in that shit. It's stu- it's stupid. You hear your name called out, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, okay. All right. You believe whatever you want to believe. Okay? You're all just, I don't know. It's getting more aggressive and darker, and I'm like, who knows? So, anyway, there's that. And over there in the drama community, I see that, so here's the thing, like Girl World is here and then they're going over to Kicks so that they don't, if they get struck or they want to talk about, people and not get the strike, they're rolling over to Kick. Well, in the drama community, they're rolling over to Rumble. So I saw over there on the Rumble for the drama community peeps that are in here that, they're following like the bombshell and all that stuff. But now that girl that I fell out with, who I refuse to listen, if you showed your true colors, here's the thing. You're on one side and then you flip to the other side and spill all of the gossip. You just flip sides. That just proves the kind of person you are, right? You're just over here spilling the secrets on the side that you came from. And then what happens when you get all the secrets over here? You're going to flip to the other side and tell them all the secrets. That's your true color. I'm not getting involved in that. So that one girl I had, a Texas girl, the one girl I had a fallout with, I'm not getting back in. Like, I'm not going to buddy up. Like, oh, you got drama. I don't care. Like, I don't care. You showed your true colors. True colors. You threw me under the bus or tried to throw me under the bus. You tried to pick it, but it didn't work. I'm not paying attention. So it has. Whatever. So I'll just keep my eye on that. I'll just keep my eye on it. Kimmy, my granddaughter connected me on Facebook with a different mummer string band. You and Mr. K created Monster 2 New Year's Day. Thank you. Oh, no, you're welcome. I mean, you're from the area, so you know what's going on. You know? You know what's going on. Keep your distance to maintain your peace. Lilith, we have to. We have to. Yeah, you still nosy Nellies, right? So Valoma came back this week. I was watching her, and she's talking about things that are going on, which is very interesting. So I found another article about she's in an area where apparently like I was very late to the story, but she was, she's very thorough in what she talks about. So I jumped in and I don't know the full story because I didn't start from the beginning, but apparently There's two places that have found, like, they were being infested with these ticks, and there was a person. I could be wrong, I don't know if it was Kentucky or West Virginia. She has like land, and she heard a helicopter on her land. When she went out, there was a box of ticks, so it was like they dropped them on her, and it's like being spread. So there's like this, like this conspiracy theory, allegedly, in our opinion, blah blah blah, that they're planting these ticks, and the ticks are now carrying this, like, it's not just Lyme's disease, it's alpha gal disease, where if you get it, you become immediately allergic to red meat. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, if we get this disease, like, we can't eat meat. So what is going on here? What is happening to our country? And I pulled up another article that's talking about something else. Um, but yeah, they're infected, and apparently it is happening in Canada too. Alpha Gal, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing, Jarala. People are like, listen, this is my opinion. I hope you still respect me afterwards, because I know for a fact that the panty that we went through in 2020 was real. I know it was real. I've had it 3 times. It sucks big time. That was man-made. It was man-made, and you can't tell me any different. We have been battling Lyme's disease. We've been battling cancer. We've been battling all kinds of things that we do not have a cure for. Well, in my opinion, allegedly, and all that, blah, 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 we do have a cure for it, but it does not suit the pharmaceuticals. Now, if I instantly go off, it's because I'm talking about this conspiracy that I have. But I do believe we have the cure for all that. However, it doesn't benefit, pharmaceuticals and the medical industry. So now, if they're coming out with this nonsense, well, let's back up to the 2020 thing. How did we have a vaccine like that? As soon as it came out, we had a vaccine. Because remember, Trump had it, and he went to the hospital and got the jab, and he was fine. How does that happen? Like, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. It was me. Yes, it was. Did they? I don't know. I don't know if they thought it was going to be like a worldwide thing, but they certainly did. There we were. There we were. The only thing that good that came out of it was that, because everybody was a stay at home, our oceans cleaned up, right? So there's that. Anyway, that's my opinion. I believe that it was real. I'm not saying that it was. I do think that a lot of they slid a lot of that, thing on some certificates, because I know somebody that actually had the C word, the cancers, and they didn't have much longer before that came out, and then when they passed it, they were it was put on the vid, and I'm like, I don't know. So a lot of people that were that their certificate says that. I'm like, was that really what happened? Was it now? So, and the only reason I say that, again, the only reason I say that is because when all that was happening, I'm in dental. It was the highest risk field. So we were like, really paying attention to what was going on. And my brother in the cemetery, and he was called in on several meetings often throughout the week, and he said they were told, like, don't be surprised if we take you out of we fly you to a town, or an area where it's becoming like the count is gotten higher, and they need help with burying the people. He didn't get called anywhere. And he didn't get as busy as they thought he would. So I had the dental thing and I'm paying attention to all that and all the statistics that are coming out there. And I had somebody that was on the other end of it. And so I was like, okay, it was bad. I mean, it was bad for sure. But I was just like, I don't know what's going on. So now we got this tick thing going on. And the Northeast is completely, you know, overrun. Parts of Canada are overrun. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside and walk. I'm like walking around wearing hats so I don't get like ticks in my head. Ugh, they give me the jeebs. I don't like ticks. I don't be liking that. So I found another article with other stuff. It says that let me see. Come on. Google Google. Now we just talked about the other guy, right? With the who's releasing this stuff, who came up with this plan. Now Google planning to release millions of mosquitoes into California to help stop diseases. California could soon become a testing ground for one of Google's most ambitious public health projects. Hi, Tater. Good morning. Avon Softskin. That's okay. That's more important than us over here. I was just catching him up on what Paloma was talking about. So anyway, California could soon become a testing ground for one of Google's most ambitious public health projects yet. The tech giant is seeking federal approval to release up to 32 million specially treated mosquitoes in California and Florida over the next 2 years as part of an effort to reduce the spread of mosquito-borne diseases, including West Nile virus. St. Louis, oh, who is this? Dengue, Zika. All right, these are all the diseases, and I can't say these words. Chikungunya and yellow fever. The proposal is currently under review by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, which is accepting public comments through June 5th before deciding whether to issue an experimental use permit. Regulators have not announced when any mosquito releases would occur if the plan is approved. What the F? Here's my thing. So, okay, we're just gonna hey, great, let's roll out this plan and get these mosquitoes out there and help us get rid of the West Nile and all that nonsense. How can you control mosquitoes? Once they're airborne, they're airborne. They wild out in the air and whatever. What are you talking about? What? How's that? How? What is the plan here? You're just gonna release them in the air and let them do their thing? We can't control bugs. So they want to, ticks, allegedly, conspiracy theory, all that, blah, 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 blah. The ticks are going, and now the mosquitoes. Researchers say the latest proposal targets Cloax mosquitoes, a species known for transmitting West Nile virus. How are we doing that? Veloma's travels. No, 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 not Veloma's travels. The tick story that she was talking about. I found this article this morning. Ticks, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I was late to when she came live. I was late, so I only came in. She's talking about the travels in the beginning. I don't know anything about that. I came in on the tick story. And then this morning I found out that they want to release mosquitoes to help combat West Niles. How do we yeah, Mags. This is crazy. How do we control bugs? We damn near can, we can, most people are supposed to be upright standing citizens. You know? Hey, we have we're allowed to carry arms, but most of us are responsible. There's some that we can't control and they're not responsible. How the frig are we going to control bugs? This is insane. So now we had the vid, airborne, ticks, airborne, mosquitoes, airborne. I'm telling you, look, I am at peace knowing that I am in God's hands and He is in control. This is all going to play out the way He planned. We're if you are a God fearing Christian, we're okay. We're going to be okay no matter what circumstance we are in. We're in God's hands. Now, are we, like, that doesn't mean that we don't worry and keep our eyes, be diligent. However, what the frig? Did you guys hear about that? I should share the article so you guys are know. Uh, yeah, California wants to help stop diseases. They got all kinds of crazy. There you go. That's the article for the freaking mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes too. I'm just like, I'm not an outdoorsy kind of gal. I go to work and I get exhausted and I come home because it's too peoply out there. Like I'm just now enjoying going to the shop right, but that's just because I know what the hell to get. But you know, the mosquitoes down there could carry you away. Well, Tater, they're saying they want to release them in California and Florida. So buckle up, Buttercup. This is within the next 2 years, they're saying. The article's right there. It's how are you getting where are you keeping millions of mosquitoes before you let them loose? What are you doing? What do you got fly swatters in this like shed or lab that you're in? What the hell? So they say, okay, well, you got to gather them before you release them. You're waiting for the go ahead to release them. So where are they right now? Because I mean, I know they breed fast, but where are you keeping these freaking things before you release them? So can we trust that you're going to not release them? I don't even have words either. I mean, I have words because I'm talking about it, but where are they being held? How do we know they're not already out there? They're definitely. I don't understand. I really don't understand this. This is like crazy. It's crazy. But these ticks, to go back to like how this conversation started, these ticks that have this alpha gal disease, they're now on deer ticks, and they're saying that people aren't hunting as much as they used to in the past, and our population of deer have gotten the deer have gotten overpopulated. But again, according and Tater, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I came in halfway through. It was like in Germany or something that they came up with these freaking ticks and they brought them over here. Just like the lantern bugs. I was in the chat and I was like, the lantern bugs that we got here. There was like a little, we were all worried about that. Apparently, they came from cargo ships from either like one of the Asian countries. I don't know if it was like Japan or China. They came over here and we were all like, the news told us, like, if you see them, kill them. Like, you have to, and they told us how to take rid of them, how to get rid of them because they jump. They're not only bugs, but the jump. And they attack our trees. They'll go in and they're like killing our trees. We need vegetation because that creates the oxygen. It's wow, oh my god, you're killing us with bugs. And that's is it like, the stomach bug, when you're like 24-hour bug, 48-hour bug, caught the flu bug. Come on. It's all connection. I am over here connecting dots. Like our one little creator that likes to connect dots. I'm actually like, I'm not, I'm gonna wrap this all up. We're only here for a couple hours, not all night. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. I put butter in mine with heavy cream. It's protein coffee. Oh, your coffee. 1998, Oklahoma State University released millions of ladybugs. It got so bad, they were released millions of crickets to get the ladybugs. Fabulous. Fabulous. Nice. You know who I'm talking about. poor thing just loops and loops and loops and loops and loops, and she never gets to the point. Yes, 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 yes. That girl. I, I just know that she does that. There ain't no way I'm giving her any more than like 45 seconds of my time. I've heard of butter and coffee. I've heard of butter and coffee. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that this is wild. I think that it is absolutely wild. But here we are. So if you're in Canada, there's parts of Canada that's, involved. I didn't catch the video that Valoma shared, or I would share it. It's like a YouTube guy. He's you know, and it's not a doomsday thing. It's just we have to like really know what the hell is happening. You know? If you got like you're out there walking your dogs, like my cats stay inside, right? But you're out there walking your dogs. I'm in like a somewhat wooded area, even though like my courtyard they took all our trees down. But, like, we're in, like, a pretty decent wooded area, and, we have, a lot of people in my little hood have dogs. There's a little dog park that's in the woods, like, it's just you gotta, like, really pay attention to your dogs as soon as you bring them in, you gotta, like, inspect them, you know? Is Influ in here? Did Influ pop in? Oh, there you are. Good morning, Influ. The deer are infected with crazy stuff, too. Hold on, before that moves. The deer are infected with crazy stuff too. I think that's why people aren't hunting. But they've had that for years and years. I don't know what it's called, like a mutation of some kind. Yeah. Word on the street still talking. She, poor thing. She has too many words. I can't I can't pay attention to somebody that's got too many words. Button up the sentence, the paragraph, put a period on it, and move on. Trigonosis. So, in my opinion, allegedly, conspiracy theory, all of that, blah, 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 blah. 2020 kicked our ass purposely, in my opinion. In my opinion. Uh, and now we have ticks and mosquitoes. Serious, I don't be liking the bugs. I don't like bugs. I don't care. Ladybugs, okay, I could deal with a ladybug, whatever. But you're just around. I say ladybug, ladybug, fly away, whatever. That little thing that you say to a ladybug and it usually flies away. But I ain't dealing with any other bugs, okay? Just not dealing with them. And Flo, how was your little outing? I'm not going to say too much, but how was your outing? Kimmy was ignoring. I'm not ignoring you. I just asked you the question. I'm on a ticking mosquito tangent right now. I'm gonna ask Mr. Kazi if he heard about that. They are cute, Lily. They are cute. Yeah, I'm not afraid of snakes. I don't want to be around one. I don't want one coming out of like, my pipe or something like that. Don't get me wrong. But I don't get skeeved out by snakes. And I like the lizards. I'm okay with the lizards. Yeah, I'm totally okay with the lizards. I don't know what that emoji is because also oh, there you go. Yeah, I told it if you guys have an iPhone and you downloaded the new update, they released 8 new emojis and not fun ones. I'm like, whatever. But that emoji info just rolled out for the first time on Caturday is supposed to be like confusion. That's what Apple said. I was like, all right, whatever. And give me, like some fun foods, like give me some more food emojis. Jersey. Oh, Jersey, thank you so much. I got to go onto the page and see who got them. Thank you so much for that. And welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, Nikki's live. Who am I? Oh, here. Mr. Kazi is down there wheeling and dealing. We have decided. Let's see. Mags, you got one. Kelsey, Cheryl, Jackie, Bria. I'm just going to imagine that's how you pronounce that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was nice. Did you say good morning before you did that, or did I just miss it because I'm a butthead? Now listen, I can hear what Mr. Kazi is down there talking about. We are finally in the year 2026 getting rid of cable. To be fair, we kept the cable because the football and the hockey. But we're finally getting rid of the cable bill because they jacked our bill up. I think he said $10 without even knowing. They just increased our bill. I'm paying 200, like it was $234. Now they want 244. So I said, just get the internet. He has to have internet for his job, and I need internet for YouTube. I mean, come on. No, we can't live without the internet. And then he was like, because our cable and our cell phone come out like the same day, and the cell phone bill went up too. So now he's down there. He's going to be calling another company. I can't. He literally just woke up. Thank you. In my, the HOA, we're only allowed to have one cable company in the complex. So I can't call the other provider and like go back and forth and barter. I'm literally stuck with one, which is a monopoly, and I believe that's supposed to be against the law. But here we are. We're in an HOA. So he's down there. He's gonna the cell phone we can go back and forth with. So I think we're gonna get off at AT&T and go with like another one. Yeah, enjoy your emojis. What are you saying, Tate? Oh, it is a ripoff. We have tons of lizards. I love them. My puppers chase them. They are fun. I like the little lizards. Now, I was down in Florida. I recorded when I was down, just like when I first started, like going live. And I had the Airbnb on the water. We had a pool. I was out by the pool, but we were on intercoastal, so I watched all the billion-dollar boats going down to Miami. And like we had iguanas out there on the little deck. And they were just chilling with me. I wasn't scared. I love them. But when it gets cold, they fall out of the trees because they're not used to the cold weather, and that makes my heart hurt. You love the kitty images. And I have a kitty with a tinfoil hat just for Brad. So that one cat that has something on its head and you're like, what the hell's that? It's a tinfoil hat because we have conspiracies over here. So yeah. Let go of cable. Yeah, with pagers and 8-track. Brad, why can't we go back to those days? Days of the 8-track, you know? Oh good, Mr. Kazi took my jug down. Why can't we get rid of go back to the 8-track days? Life was so much simpler back then. Now we have ticks and mosquitoes we're worrying about. And lantern flies. So I hear him down there, he's standing firm on his convictions. Good for you, Mr. Kazi. Save us that money. Here's the thing though. Like when we get rid of the cable, we're gonna want do Netflix like a streaming service. Because they think I might break up with Netflix again. But we'll do a streaming service. So like do I do YouTube? Like what is gonna get him hockey? Because if we say here's the thing, if I save like $150 and then I gotta get a streaming service, I'm pretty much paying for like cable, right? I don't know. I have YouTube Premium. Like my account has the premium, and I'm gonna keep that because the ads are just annoying. You have a land. Well, to get a better deal, you get the triple thing with cable. I have a landline. I just don't have a phone hooked up to it. So we have a landline. I don't friggin' know what my number is. So if you're calling looking for me, you ain't getting me because the phone ain't ringing. So you're stuck back in that cycle again of like, what's a Tubi is free, but all the other ones you got to pay for. So it's whatever. He only watches the sports. Like when he gets he I'm sure like Pluto or no, we won't have Pluto because we're getting rid of Comcast. Um Premium is the only way to go. But if I get YouTube TV, I think it's like $80 a year or $80 a month. So, you know, but I can get like he can sign on his account and get premium. It's like $20. Anyway, Mr. Kazi's one of those that watches like Perry Mason, Matlock, and Miami Vice. So it's not like he's looking for he's not looking for, the series. Now if we have it, we'll watch it. But whatever. We got YouTube. We have the tubes. Hi, Lady Autumn. I'm just talking about Mr. Kazi down there wheeling and dealing with all kinds of, cells and cable. Yeah, Mags. It's like $80. Let's Google's. Yeah. What the how did I go to 17? How much is YouTube TV? YouTube TV's main base plan starts at $82.99 a month. It includes over 100 live channels, unlimited cloud DVR, and 3 simultaneous streams. The service also offers newer customizable genre-specific plans starting as low as $54.99, depending on your selection of sports, news, or entertainment. So is it $82.99 in addition to the $55? Chronic, Ozzy, and Kimikaze are my two. Oh, Brad, you're so sweet. Holy shit. So $82.99 a month. New users pay $67.99 for the first 3 months. Sports plan is $64.99 a month. Includes major sports, regional networks, and local channels. New users pay $54.99. Entertainment plans $54.99. Sports and news is $71.99. News, entertainment, and family $69.99. Oh my geez, Louise. Common add-ons, 4K Plus $9.99, Sports Plus with NFL Red Zone $10.99, Spanish Plus $14.99, premium bundles such as entertainment, which includes HBO Max, Paramount with Showtime and Stars, is $29.99. It's more than freaking cable. If we do anything with the tubes, it'll be like when the football starts. Because like September is when football and hockey start. The problem is that hockey goes longer than football. Hockey goes into like May. I think are we still in the Stanley Cup? I don't know. Is it Stanley Cup over? Did we get a winner? I was supposed to cancel Prime yesterday and waited too late in the day, and they took the membership out before. So now I fucked myself out of $140 for another year. Oh, I have to have Prime. I save a lot of money on Prime. We have a lot of stuff that comes from Prime. Like all the cat stuff comes from Prime. My vitamins, um, all kinds of stuff I get. We got to have the Primes. That I can't be without. That I know I cannot be without. Because then, like throughout the year, like I've already saved like $400 on shipping. You're so mad at yourself. It's okay. It's okay. But it shows me on my little thing because he tells me he's like, I need this, order this for me because he doesn't have it, only I do. Yeah. Listen, here's my thing. When I moved here, like my parking lot, I'm down a courtyard, right? So I mean, I'm almost at the end of the courtyard that backs up against the woods. So when I go food shopping, I'm carrying all the bags. No big deal. It's fine. It's not a big deal. If we have like a big haul, like from Walmart, when we go like every couple of months and we get all the toilet papers and all that stuff, we have a cart that we just throw everything in and we wheel it up the thing. But Amazon has the largest box of litter, which is 40 or 42 pounds. I can't lift that and bring that down, especially when I was having to pay it back. So I have it delivered. They come out, they deliver it, and I just pick it up and put it in my door. And that's a pain in the ass. So I couldn't imagine having to do it from the car up to the door. There's no way. And then you're wasting money because then the ones that are in like the store are 27 pounds because we have to have the special one. Freaking cats. Wet cat food, dry cat food, litter, all my litter. Yeah. I have a litter robot. So anyway, that's what we do. That's what we do. Now, Jarrell, if you're still here, I don't know if that cat food is working for the Harleys. I've been researching and doing all kinds of stuff because she's still a little bit, we're still on a little bit of rocky road. I've introduced pumpkin. She's on the pumpkins now. We still got the antibiotic, or not the antibiotics, the prebiotics, which all the cats should. They're all doing well with that. So I'm starting to put a little bit of pumpkin in her at night, and she's still a little wonky. Um, I think it's just because she's getting older. I think it's just because she's getting older and she's always had belly issues. So I'm giving her the pumpkin and she's liking it. She's doing it. But I don't know if it's that food. I've been researching. Now they have like, they're all selling stuff. I still gotta research. What litter do you use in yours? We use the Arm& Hammer Platinum multi-cat one, and it doesn't smell. Like you'll see my cats before you smell my cats. Reduce your bills before they consume you. Yeah, Brad, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it. We're trying. Yeah, we use the Arm& Hammer Platinum. It's in like a black box with a red label on it. I don't know. Yeah, they sell you on all these things. It's all a marketing thing. It's like toothpaste. It's a whitening toothpaste. No, it's not. It's just selling you the product because you think that you're going to get white teeth. You're not getting white teeth. Trust the professional over here. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but they have all kinds of like, promotes gum disease. No, the only thing that's going to prevent your gum disease is going to the dentist. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Dr. Elsie's. I have two robots that clean the pool. One floats at the top and the other scrubs the bottom. Yeah, I've seen those. My girlfriend has it. She's got an in-ground pool. You have two robots? I can barely keep the one going. Sometimes it gets stuck. Oh my god, that annoys me. In the middle of the night, I come home and it's tilted, and there's no like. Anyway, it's the best investment I've ever made. It's the best investment I've ever made. Yesterday was fun, Kimmy. On my way to Sprouts to be a grape thief. Flo, I thought about you yesterday. I was going to text you and show you what I did. Our grapes were like the size of like apples there for like a couple of months. And I get my grapes every week. So I'm like, why are they so big? But anyway, they were good. It wasn't that big of a deal. So yesterday I went and all the grapes are tiny ones now. And I'm like, Jersey has like a huge, like what how like each state has their own thing. I keep forgetting. I think I talked about this. We're blueberries. Like I am in blueberry land here. Our blueberries for a pint are $1.99. So now the grapes, oh, they're not paying attention to my grape supply. So they're little teeny tiny things again. I mean, they're like really small. So I just bought the bag. I came home, I couldn't fit them all in my bag. I said I should have thought about it and took some out. They do. New Jersey has a lot of summertime veggie. Yeah. Jersey tomatoes, they come out in like July. And then like late August, we get the Jersey corn. We have some good veggies. I can't eat corn anymore. I mean, I can, but I'd have to, like, cut it off the cob. And then, like, how fun is that? How fun is that? Oh, last week for the Memorial Day weekend, watermelons were on sale. I told you guys about this. It was 3.99. I got the watermelon with the yellow spot. I found somewhere where it tells you how to buy a watermelon. Friggin' most delicious watermelon we've had. It really did work. Like, I'm gonna use, if you get a watermelon, it's got to have a yellow spot, not a white one. Yellow. The bigger, the juicier. So I'm like, well, I walk in and they had all the boxes of watermelon, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll get another watermelon. It's 6.99 now. I was like, I still got some watermelon in the fridge. I'm not buying another one. Peaches and onions and peanuts. Peanuts? Where are you? You don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell us. You live in Blackberry Capital? Ooh. Silver Queen Jersey corn is top. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love that corn. Trust me, I love the corn. But I'm kind of like bummed that I can't, because my bridge. I can't bite into it. So anyway. Oh, Georgia. I should have known by peaches. Duh. Yeah, but all that stuff's out now, and I'm like, isn't it a little early for like the plums and the peaches? Like, isn't that like a summertime thing? But we don't really buy like the nectarines and peaches and stuff like that. We don't usually do that. I found quite a few recipes, so I'll start buying the fresh ones as opposed to the can. Because we're on a health arc over here. We're on our health journey. Mr. Kazi is doing good. He went to the doctor and he's down 10 pounds. So that's good because he's really, really paying attention to what he's eating and, taking in the calorie intake. He gets really mad when he goes over calories. Grow your own watermelon and cantaloupe. Well, Brad, I'm in an HOA. I don't have a backyard. I don't have a backyard. I can't grow my own garden. I probably would try to grow something if we moved to the house. Um, if I moved into a house, because he's been talking about moving now, so we might be moving soon. Right? Isn't that awesome? He's using the app that I told him that I'm using. I'm still going over them damn carbs because I'm eating the freaking grapes every day. Now, the past 2 days was the M&Ms. I understand, whatever. We talk about the HOA every week over here, Megs. Every week we're talking about the damn HOA. And then I got a letter. I got to go down there and get my pool pass. And they want my social security number for my pool pass. They ain't getting my social for the pool pass. I'll still get a pool pass because hopefully I get to use the pool this year. But, I'm using the pool if I'm paying $534 a month for the HOA. You're going to let me in the pool, and I might cannonball every time I get there. Bastards. They sell raised garden beds. So here's the deal. Like, I only have the front yard. I don't, and they'll probably tell me that I can't grow anything. But my neighbor across can have a lawn that looks like a hoarder, right? I do like peaches. I can't tell you guys what we did last weekend. I was completely surprised because it's going to be a surprise to you and it's in the works. But I can't tell you what we did last week. But I did have something peach. So I can't wait. I can't tell you, and I want to tell you because, like, I like telling my stories. But I can't because it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So just gonna have to hang tight. Yes, lady. Social security number. I gotta fill out a whole freaking application. And I'm like, what the why do I gotta you have my info. You have all of my info. Why do I need that for a pool pass? And you can't get in the pool if you don't have your pass. If you forget your pass, no, 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 no. You're not allowed in. I can't stand it down there. I can't stand it. I'll tell you. You bought an RV? No. No, we didn't buy an RV. Nico, for me to bob in a pool, like like I'm like a friggin' marshmallow out in the sun. I can't be out there for more than an hour and a half. 2 hours max. And that's with sunscreen. 2 hours max. I get in, I do a little thing, cool off, get out, dry off, and then I get hot, and then I bounce back in, and then I get out, dry out, and then I'm leave. You know? Like I want a little color. But no. Social security number. Get the frig out of here. And everybody on the HOA page is bitching about it. And I'm like, so one lady came in and she said, "Okay, you're back. Welcome back." One lady was on there and she's like from the HOA and she's like, "Nobody has to, you don't really have to give your social, just the last four digits." And I'm like, you know me, I'll go down there and in that little section I'll put refused, pay $534 a month, give me my pass. I have a pool pass. Yeah, Tater, it's cheaper to go to Tater's pool than it is to go to mine. You're the one that cleans it. Is he watching the World Cup? I don't know if I don't know if he's in. I'm not into soccer. He might watch it because it's like the World Cup. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Assholes. Well, that's the whole thing. That's one of the things that you have the pass for, is if you're not paying you're not current on your HOA, you're not allowed to use the amenities, you know. So I understand like you need a pass and to prove that you live in this area because we have, I mean, it's not like we're on an island. There are other, I'm in a town, so anybody can come over. You do get the pool. Like me and Mr. Kazi will have a pass and then we'll get one guest, right? So, I get the whole needing a pass, but to actually get the pass and give them that kind of information, they every once in a while they want the update on your house, like how many people live in the house, what your cars are, what your license plate is, how many animals do you have, and then they tell me I'm only allowed to have two cats. So I'm going to tell them like, come in and pick which one you want me to get rid of, and then I'm going to beat you down. I got three cats. I've had the three cats since they were little itty bitty babies. You think I'm getting rid of one? You can kiss my ass. Oh, she can stand up. Well, that's good enough to like just cool yourself off of. But when they get older, they're probably going to want to be with the floaties and all that. You can understand it. Yeah. And you're a grandmom. You're going to spoil them. You know you're going to do that. You know, you think you're going to do that. You're spoiled. When are you going to be, because you usually, hi, Samantha. Good morning. It's nice to see you. I know sometimes you lurk, but I like when you come in and say hi. We have keys. If you have a key, you get in the pool. No, we don't have keys. Nope. Nope. And they have like it really, I mean, it opened on Memorial Day, but they have very limited hours, even when it's season. Like on Fridays, they don't let you in until 1 o'clock. Well, last year I had Fridays off. I wanted to get down there at 11 o'clock and be out by 1. And I'm like, I gotta wait till 1 o'clock. If it opens at 1, it stays open later. It's just bullshit. Happy Caturday. Wait, the owner of the house was behind, so they wouldn't let me get a pool pass. Every fine I got, I left for the owner. What? Oh, so well, I guess if I rented my unit or my townhouse, I'd be responsible for paying the HOA. What a dick owner. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We bitch about the HOA every single. I like Brad knows. I just was started going through my phone and getting rid of like some silly pictures that I don't need. And I took a screenshot of the t-shirt that I want to get, and it's that stick figure. Let me see if I can find it. That's definitely not it. I wouldn't actually have the F word on a shirt. Uh, can't find it. Oh man, it was really cute too. No, that's not it. Anyway, probably meant to be because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a foul mouthed person. I can be. But anyway, you'd rather live in a dumpster, Brad? Ugh. We have trash police here. Like, you can't put this here, you can't do that there. When Mr. Kazi was down on his back, I went down there and I had my recycles in a trash bag. We were told it was plastered all over the page. Don't put the recycles in a trash bag. And you know what? Like, there's a guy over here who's a hoarder. You're lucky I'm taking it down, right? Mornings with Crohn's are rough. That's why I often just listen to you. I know, Samantha. I know. Prayers for you. Like, God, please give her comfort. You might be moving up north. The bright red Speedo story. Wait, did Mr. Kazi put that in the G-string bikini? What are you guys talking about? Oh no. You really want me to tell the bright red story? Because then I gotta give them the background story on my grandparents, and they were crazy. We had a pool in Philly, right? We lived in a town called Manioc. It was the Polish Poconos, right? It was like, oh, nothing but hills there. You really, I still have good calves because I had to walk the hills. So we had just a slab concrete backyard. There was no grass in Philly. You didn't have a grass yard. So my grandparents put a pool there. It was just like it was a pretty decent sized pool, right? It took up the whole damn backyard and it was like 4 foot deep, whatever. It was enough for everybody to get in, cool off in the hot summer, right? Um, and like all of my family lived there, all of my cousins, my aunts and uncles, everybody lived there. So we always had Sunday dinner at my grandmother's, like, all year round. And if you didn't show up for Sunday dinner, you were on the shit list and you were not allowed to come the following week because you were being punished. That's how I had the original Snook. Her name was Snook. She was nicknamed that in like the frickin' 30s. Her dad nicknamed her when she was born. She was Snooky. So I had the original. Um, so her and my grandfather, they were colorful. It was the party house. We had we lived at one spot that had a pool. That was a bigger backyard, so it was a bigger pool. And they had a beer meister out there. It was like a refrigerator with the hook up, and he would go and get it, like, a keg of beer. Because back then they were doing kegs and, whatever. So there was just one, like, in the backyard. So all of my uncle's friends would come over. They'd be drinking the beer. And then we thought, well, all right, they're getting stuff out of the refrigerator. So we'd stand under the thing and pull the trigger and then, or the lever. And, we'd be getting beer. So they didn't care. We were kids. They didn't care. The kids were drinking the beer. Anyway, most of us tried it and we didn't like it. So we were done with that. Then we moved up the street and we got another pool. Didn't take the beer thing with us, right? So that's just to tell you that my grandparents, my grandmother stabbed my brother with a fork at dinner time. She hit the neighbor with a pan, ran in the house. The cops were called. And my grandfather was like, I don't know where she is. And they're like, come on, we know she's inside. It was just this whole big thing, right? My dad was like, he worked for the gas company, the Philadelphia gas company. I'm not doxing, he's gone, whatever. Um, So he had a wrench for the fire hydrants, and before we got the pool, he would open up the fire hydrant, which is completely, this is in the 70s, okay? So don't come for me because you don't do that now. But he would open up the fire hydrant so we can all go in the water. Police came, got my dad, and we saw my dad in handcuffs, and like, he had to close the thing, whatever. It was the 70s, right? Like, they were wiling out. My dad's side of the family was wiling out. So anyway, all that to say, because I just had to paint the picture of how my family was, right? And they were cursors. They were cursors. So Mr. Kazi's dad, he, at the time lived south, and he came up to visit. And we were at my grandparents', right? So me and Mr. Kazi lived at an apartment up in the Northeast, like in the Badlands. So we went to go to my grandparents because, my grandparents wanted to meet, Mr. Kazi's dad. And, it was like it was a house where you could just like relax. You were home. As soon as you walked in, like you were told to get your own, you want to drink, get it yourself. I'm not hosting you. Like it was just that kind of house. So I didn't know, Mr. Kazi didn't know, but it was during the summertime, and his dad's down south. He's like being a lizard. He likes living, laying on hard rocks and getting a tan. So he goes upstairs and he's like, "I'm gonna go in the pool." We're like, "Okay, yeah, enjoy, whatever." He goes upstairs to change. My grandfather was a history guy, like the History Channel. He knew everything about all the wars. Like he was constantly watching the History Channel. It was a very loud house. So he's there watching. He's like smoking his Pall Mall, his unfiltered Pall Mall, flicking it. Like he would flick his cigarette like that instead of like this. He'd flick it like that. So he's got his Pall Mall, and like in the living room, you come down the steps. So here comes Mr. Kazi's dad down the steps because he went upstairs, put his bathing suit on. God love him. He comes walking downstairs, and it was like one of those dramatic walks where it was like he was slowly walking down the stairs with nothing but a bright red Speedo on. Now, Mr. Kazi's dad was, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he was like 60 years old. Okay? He was an older gentleman. He comes walking downstairs in front of my grandfather, who doesn't hold back on what he has to say. And he was like, my grandfather was watching him come down the steps and walk past him because he's watching the TV. So as he's coming down the steps, he's like, he started singing, "Here he comes, Captain America." And when he walked by, he's like, "Is this fucking guy serious?" I was like, "Pop, like, it's Mr. Kazi's dad. Come on." I mean, even Mr. Kazi was like, "Dad, what are you doing?" He went out there. He enjoyed himself. He was out there living the high life, floating in the pool. And in the back, we had stairs that went up. Like in the back, we had like a deck, a second floor deck. And he walked up the steps, laid out, dried off. Didn't care. He did not care. So that's the bright red Speedo. We were like, oh my gosh. The sprinkler wrench for the fire. Yeah, that's what we had. He opened the fire hydrant. He worked in the gas station. Like, I mean, he worked for PGW, so he had access to all that stuff. Jackhammers, everything. So that's the story Mr. Kazi wanted me to tell you. That story is exactly how I got a huge pool. Brad, are you in a red Speedo? It just to do it in front of my grandfather. Like my grandfather had Brad, that's the grandfather who got pulled over by the cop, and the cop licked the chemicals off it because he thought he was falling. I don't know what he thought, but the cop went down and licked it to find out what it was. I am like, okay, whatever. That story was told many times. That story was told many times at the dinner table. Because, after college, my grandfather was a trucker. No, his dad was really cool. Here's the thing too, like, we were apart for 20 years, and when we got together, we went down to Florida, and I was like, he's like, "Yeah," I don't know if he really remembered me, Mr. Kazi will have to correct me, but he kept a picture of me and Mr. Kazi from when we were together the first year. So I was able to have a picture of us together. Mr. Kazi has a picture of me and my dad watching, who was it? It wasn't Steve Miller because you didn't go to that concert with me. Me and my dad went. Eddie Money? Was it Eddie Money that you got us tickets to? I'm looking at it. Every time I sit at my desk, I look at me and my dad. We're wearing the same exact color shirt. This was not planned. Same exact color shirt, and we have like the same stance. So like that picture, and I didn't have a great relationship with my dad. We were not close at all. Sometimes we got along, and that day we it was a special day, and I love that picture. So he kept that. Eddie Money, yeah. He kept that picture for this long. So when we got back together again, I was reunited with that photo. My uncle had a photo of us when my uncle passed. They were going through pictures and they found that. His dad had a photo. I got to get to my mom's because I know there's a photo of me and Mr. Kazi back then for Christmas. It was. Like, it's nice to see that we have pictures of us together when I was in my 20s, you know? Like, that's really cool. So those are like sentimental things, you know? And now, of course, we're taking pictures of ourselves. The secret place that, like, you guys gotta hold on to for just a couple of more weeks. We took a picture of us together, and it's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. Like we aside from Mr. Kazi's gray hair, we look the same. It's awesome. So we have like comparisons throughout the years. So it's cool. Yeah, his dad kept a picture. We had it, whatever. But we do have wonderful memories. That's what I was saying. Like when we went to trivia, were you here for the trivia? When we played trivia on Thursday for the first time, like we never did that in season one. So we got to do something that we don't normally do or we've never done before. So that's a first. And I was thinking, like, we used to do all kinds of friggin' stuff together. We went to all kinds of concerts. We did all kinds of like local band stuff. Went to hockey games. We went to football games. We went to lacrosse games. Lacrosse is fun because they play some really good music during the game. Yeah, we did all kinds of stuff back then. We didn't travel places like we've been traveling to Florida or whatever, but we did some really cool stuff. So we have great memories. Thanks, Brad. We did. We got cool stories. Like the time we won the Kiss store or the Kiss tickets to go to Kiss. Like I don't think either one of us was like a big fan of Kiss, but we got the tickets from a radio station and they were like, "Oh, you got great seats." We get to the seats, we're behind the stage. Like literally behind the stage in the seats, blocked from everything. Cuz they had all the backdrops up and everything like that and the security comes over and they're like, like what? And we showed them the ticket with the seat numbers on there. And they're like, how the hell did you get these? Like, this is like, why would you get these tickets? We knew that this was going to be, whatever. It's back in the 90s. It was different back then. So they're like, okay, well, we have to get you somewhere. They put us in the box. They put us up there in the boxes. So we had fantastic seats, turns out. We sat up there in the box seats. It was the worst concert I have ever seen, and I went to Milli Vanilli. Kiss was the worst ever. It was the worst ever. I hated it. I hated it every second of it. And then I found out he didn't like it either. Sand pleather. It was probably that the Kiss reunion. Yeah, it was probably that. Yeah, they were from YSP. The hung fence story were the best. Oh, Brad. Oh, Brad. The stories of me being a teenager, I tell you. Hey, Zeno. Good morning. Things are good. Things are going good. We're up here thriving. paying bills and thriving. You know, how are you? You liked it? You thought it was phenomenal? I no, I didn't. I mean, I know their songs, but I really did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it at all. And we went to a lot of shows. Mr. Kazi, and this is like an inside joke between us. I bought Steve Miller tickets and I was like, you have to go to this concert. I already bought the tickets. And he broke up with me the week before. So me and my dad went. Luckily, my dad went with me. That's just an inside joke. So he didn't get to see Pat Benatar and Steve Miller. That was a good show. That was a good concert. I liked that one. Except for the girl that squirted mustard on me and started screaming at me because I stood in front of her and I'm like, we're on the lawn, dude. We're all standing. Like, where would you like me to go? So I almost got in a fist fight. My dad's like, let's go. So we just walked away. You got a bag of cotton candy grapes. Okay. I don't want to buy those. I know that they're good. I just don't want to buy them. So anyway, my dad left me at the concert because he found a bunch of buddies that were, over on the other side. So I'm just standing there by myself. And then he's like, oh, hey, he brings me back like a tropical, like Jack Daniels. And I'm like, I don't like that. But I was like, hey, my dad bought me a drink. They're like, at that time, they were like $12. So I'm like, all right, I'll drink the drink. Whatever. George Strait has a song. I'd like to have that one back. I don't listen to country. I was joking with somebody on Thursday when it was just an admin day. I was joking with them at work, and they were talking to like we have the TV, we have Spotify on the TV, and like country music came on, and the one that's leaving me says, I used to like, I forget who it was. I'm not sure which is popular. Did something to his wife or like, went around hoeing. So she's like, I don't like him anymore. And I'm like, well, I don't listen to country. Like, I'm the type of person that if you listen to country, we're taking my car. You know, you know. That's, that's how much I don't like country. And my girlfriend, all my friends, they listen to country. I'm like, anyway. So now I found this article since it's coming up on 4th of July, and I'm telling you that we're going to go places for you and we're going to record. I think that we are allowed to record in the Constitution Center, and it's going to be so cool. I don't know if we'll be able to record the planetarium because there's a planetarium in there, and like when you buy your admission ticket, you get to do all the things that are inside. It may have changed since I went, but we can record. Now, the one part is freaking creepy. It freaked me out. It was the first time. Now that I know it's there, I know what to expect. But when you turn the corner and you see all these freaking people in brass, like, statues in one spot, freaked me out. But you get to sign the Constitution. They have like an ongoing book. So I got to sign my name. My name's on the Constitution. When we go, we're going to put Caturday crew, right? I mean, I don't know if I can list all of us, but I could put Caturday crew, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, we'll like record it. So apparently, Philly is having a time capsule. So on 4th of July weekend, America's 250th anniversary will bury a time capsule at Independence National Historic Park. But what should a Philly time capsule really have, right? So then it's just telling you that they're, the national group responsible for leading the country's celebration of 250th anniversary of signing the Declaration of Independence will bury a time capsule at Independence National Historic Park. The capsule is designed to withstand 250 years underground. We think that's a little optimistic, but you do you, America. The contents are intended to preserve the record of what America represents at this moment, right? So they're saying that, list all of us. Um, the time capsule is supposed to, not be opened until the 500th anniversary. What else? If we're still here, we never know. But, we won't be. We generations from now, maybe. So it's saying, here are the top picks of our own and from you. Godspeed, future Philly. Let me share this so you can see. I always forget that I'm over here and I can share. Because I broke up with the StreamYards. So, okay. So, the Philly magazine picks are a vial of an mRNA vaccine, cryogenically frozen Angelo's cheesesteak. Now, that's a big debate. Hi, Stephanie. That is a huge debate because Angelo's, even though we haven't had them, are rumored to be one of the best cheesesteaks. I still stand firm in a D'Alessandro's. Now, it could be because I grew up in the neighborhood and I grew up on them, and I still feel as though they taste the same. They have not skimped on anything. They're exactly the same my whole life. So that's a little, that gets a little touch and go, especially with doing this with Philly. Anyway, a copy of Liz Moore's Long Bright River, a PPA ticket, always and forever. Now, the PPA is Philadelphia Parking Authority. Now, if you don't know, there's a show, I believe it's on A&E. It's called Parking Wars. And it started because Philadelphia is notorious for tickets. And they don't mess around. They will tell you, they will boot you, and it's a 2-day event if they tow you to the parking authority. Philadelphia is known for it. And it's actually a very funny show. So, fun fact, my cousin is park authority, or he retired. He walked around the streets and gave tickets. So a PPA ticket, recording of Skrilla performing Doot Doot, quote, 6-7. Is that where that started? Imagine trying to explain the 6/7th meme in the future. A plush Gritty doll. Why Gritty? Why not Swoop? Swoop is the best one. Well, Swoop is great. Philly has great mascots, but the Philadelphia Fanatic is literally legend. Like, our Fanatic is legendary. So why are we picking Gritty? A Surfside can, which is an alcoholic drink, and they're good. Pole grease. Pope Leo the 14th Holy card. Got to represent our Delco Pope. So, the Pope now is from a suburb of Philadelphia. So that would be good. A 2025 penny, one of the final ones struck 232 years after the first ones were minted in Philadelphia. So that's a good idea. I'm down with the penny. I'm down with Pope Leo. I think that's all that I'm down with. You can put your own thing. Look, we should put the mummers in there. For crying out loud, they're over 125 years. What are we doing? 127 this year? So, or 126. We're 1 year behind. I think that, yeah, the Fanatic and Swoop. Like, if you're going to include, Gritty just came out. Gritty just came out in 2018 because I remember the sneakers I bought are the exact same color. And I got them when I bought the house. So, we should have, like, something about the mummers in there. And Jason Kelsey, I mean, we won the Super Bowl, so I guess if they still have football then. So Jason's Kelly, I guess this is ideas from the readers. Jason Kelsey's mummer's costume, a cup or teapot made by the native Philadelphia ceramist Roberto Luga, a recording of Bradley Cooper doing his best Philly accent while reciting the Lee's Hoagie House commercial. That was really good. That was on one of the local TV shows. The jersey Saquon Barkley wore during the Super Bowl. Is the capsule large enough to fit our current mayor? Now that's just a Philadelphian being a Philadelphian. Okay, the thing that stands out to me that is uniquely and proudly Philadelphian is FUCK ice signs. I'd love to see some representation of protest or no kings movement that is so prevalent in 2026, and that's all that they have from the readers, if you will. No, I get, like, history being put in there. I'm all for it. No matter where you stand, like, this is what was happening in 2026. Because, we're the Constitution where we have freedom of speech and, you put the protests in and whatever, right? I'm down with that. I'm not down with gritty, like just being gritty. Like, they should have pictures of all of the mascots. And like how us Philadelphia Eagle fans are on the edge of our seats and have been for years and years and years. And then we finally won the Super Bowl, and it was an amazing, amazing time. So put when did they win? 2018, 2017, 2018. Put that in there, right? The first Super Bowl win of Philly. Technically, the Eagles won the very first Super Bowl ever, and they were called the Steagles because the Steelers and the Eagles were one team during the war, and they kept to keep the morale up of people. This is a fun fact. I know this for sure. For sure, they won the first Super Bowl. They were called the Steagles, and that was the first time they won. So anyway, there's that. Donate your landline. We will move to Philly and enjoy concerts again. Being in Arizona too long brought us here. Aw, if you move back. Think you're missing something. What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay, whatever. Tell me. I don't think, like, we have to have the cheesesteaks, right? So that we would have, because that's definitely, I don't know about freezing it, dry freezing it, but we have the MREs, right? But, like, it's always been, like, put an article in how, like, we've debated on what the best cheesesteak is and give them the time, the whatever. Yeah. And you have to put the Liberty Bell in there, because what if we don't have the Liberty Bell in 500, like 250 years? Most of those things were things that people want to get rid of. What do you mean? A time capsule is saving a memory. What do you mean get rid of that? I lost. Were you guys having a different conversation than me, or am I just that dumb? Because a time capsule was like this particular time being preserved and for future to see what's going on, not to get rid of them. Okay, whatever. Just me, whatever. I'll get the whole thing, oh, this is, whatever. I don't know. The list by readers, are they trying to get rid of? I don't know, but I think putting the Pope in there to, I mean, like, you never know. You never know. The championship, the first book was, yeah, but we won. We won. And for years and years and years, we got our ass handed to us, with everybody being like, "Yeah, you'll never win," blah blah. So when we won the the modern Super Bowl, it was a big thing. The readers were saying what they wanted to get rid of. Oh, I thought what they wanted to preserve. All right, I don't want to, I don't want to go into this whole thing. All right, if I was confused, I'm just reading the article. It's fine. Mr. Kazi and I are going to be talking a lot today because we are doing couple questions again tonight at 7 p.m. We are going to be talking about the Nancy Drew Frey story, the updates. Again, you all know that I really did not keep up on them. So when I go downstairs and I start doing my cooking, I gotta listen to the Nancy Drew Frey stuff. Just kind of, I mean, I know like who she is, and she was, like I know the basics, but I haven't kept up on all the details. So Mr. Kazi is going to lead us in in that discussion. The losing decades I lived in. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, my first game was when I was 5 years old, so I've been, damn near 50 years doing like going. So I'm glad that I finally got to see one. That was one of the things I was like, before I die, can I please see an Eagles, Super Bowl? And here I am. I've seen two. They went once and they lost. McNabb fumbled that ball. But so oh, good, Nico. So he wants to talk about Nancy Drew Frey. Oh, Mr. Kazi, we have to, before I get cooking and you get involved in a lot of stuff, we have to like capture the cocoa so Miss Kitty Softball Salon can come out. Wandering, funny you should say that. I am not going to the gym. I fell off and this is not an excuse, but I wasn't going because when Mr. Kazi had the surgery, I was coming home to make sure he was taken care of, and then I just haven't gone back. I haven't been going. I have literally fallen off the bandwagon. So we were talking about it last night. He's like, if you're not using it, we should cancel. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I totally understand. We should definitely cancel it if I'm not using it. So I'm back and forth because I need the weights. That's really what I need the gym for, but I'm not going. I am doing a lot of walking. I am down 66 pounds, but um, doesn't cost anything to click and subscribe. Yeah, that's the couple questions channel. We'll be here tonight, and he's taking over. He's going to be talking about all this stuff. So gotta find a reason to go back to the gym. It'll be harder later and later. I know. All right, you and Jarella are going to hold me accountable. LBs, yes. That was last week's weigh-in. Now listen, I have a goal to be on my birthday, and it is 30. I'm 30 pounds away from where I want to be on my birthday. And my birthday is so we have June, July, August. So I have 3 months, which is doable, like, 10 pounds a week, right? So, I'm ready to school. I know, I should be going back. I want to get in that damn massage chair. That's what I want to do. Yeah, September. So I have 3 months to like drop the 30 pounds. So I won't need a facelift. I was worried about that. I'm like, I mean, we're older, so we're going to have the gobble neck. I'm not being vain about anything else. But there was a couple of things that I was worried about, like losing a ton of weight this late in life. I was worried about it. But turns out it's not that bad. It's right. It's definitely 10 pounds a week. I don't know how like I don't know what you're doing if you're losing 10 pounds a week. And I would be probably at my goal if I didn't, trip over, say French fries but I have small, like I only have a couple of fries every now and then because they're not like my favorite. But yeah, I mean I'm not I'm not doing everything the right way, but I am doing things the right way because I'm keeping track of my calories and my carbs and all that stuff. You need to post an Amazon birthday gift list just in case. In case of what? We've seen those onion rings. I mean, I posted like an Amazon gift card. Like I didn't know if like I'm not like that. Like I'm just not like that. Yeah, I have the membership tab posted and all that stuff, but I don't like I'm not coming on here posting goals that I have to reach a certain amount of money per day, right? But on the Mother's Day, I did post an Amazon wish list because I was like, I'm losing weight and like, if someone was coming in and they were watching for all 12 or 9 hours, whatever, maybe like, they want to tip that way. Then yeah, I was doing that, but I don't pay attention to that stuff. I was like, it kind of feels weird. The Zempi 10 pounds a week? No, if they did put me back on the jab, I'm on a real low dose of the jab because I had the food noise. We talked about me and these trigger foods. I got rid of the gummy bear bag. I didn't take that bag down. I didn't take it down. I had it for a couple of days. I had gummy bears 2 days. And then I wrapped it up and I took it right to my brother. I was like, "You're gonna have the gummy bears. You're eating them. I can't. I gotta get them out of the house." This shape. Well, I mean, it's discipline for 3 months or just a small. No, I know. I think I'll make it. I think I will. I think I'll do good because now it's like it's starting to happen. Like remember when I was bitching it was only like 30 pounds and then the next thing you know I'm like 30 pounds less. I told Mr. Kazi I was like when we went out last weekend, I said I have to get new pants. I definitely need new jeans. I am probably 2 sizes smaller now. And I didn't want to buy, but I'm going to the Goodwills and getting them for the $12. So I definitely have to clean out my closet. And that's for sure, for sure. You gave up cheesecake? Brad, are we still doing coffee with the pink salt, honey, and ginger? It's helping. No, I don't put the salt and honey in mine. I can do it. I don't like I just put half and half in my coffee. And I'm not getting rid of that because I tried fat-free half and half and that shit sucks. Okay? I'm not doing it. I get my half and half in my coffee every day. No sugar, no flavor. I'm just like regular coffee, half and half. That's it. I don't like that sugar stuff because I feel like the half and half like takes that real tart bitterness off. Uh, Coffee. Yeah, I've heard of people. Tater just came in and said that she puts cream and butter in hers. Jarrell is here. She will inspire us. Jarrell is. She said, "quote I just point my finger." Yeah, waiting for a guest. Oh my gosh. If you have like what is it, the delights or whatever that brand's called, like if it's a non-dairy creamer, they last a while. Like I get that at work, the coffee mate, I have the little pods because I can't keep half and half there. So if I am having a terrible day at work, which I have to remember I bought Dunkin' Donut pods. If I'm having a real bad day at work, I can run in the back and make myself a cup of coffee. So I made sure we had the little pods back there. Almond milk. I strictly use carnation. Okay. I use ShopRite half and half. They didn't have it. They were completely out. It was Friday night, completely out of my half and half. I had to go with the brand Hood because that was on sale. I was like, all right. Half and half's expensive. Friggin' heavy cream's getting even more expensive. They make real head in the yeah, Land O'Lakes. Well, I bought Coffee Mate. That's what I have. I didn't want to keep anything in the refrigerator because like you know how people at work are. All right. I have to go back in that lunchroom and straighten up the snacks. I have them all lined up, nice and neat. So you just go in, you see what you want, you pick it out. I have easy access, and every time I go back there, it's all over the our lunchroom. They're driving me nuts back there. Carnation flavor. I don't do the flavors. Okay, welcome back, Mr. Kazi. I don't do the flavors. I can't. I can't do like the one job that I had, they didn't have creamer. They only had I had already made the coffee and they had French vanilla. And I was like that day I was like, I'll deal with it, but no way. No, no, no. No flavor in my coffee. No way, no how. I don't use heavy cream at all. Dairy, saturated fat, cholesterol, bad for me. When I buy heavy cream, it's for like when I make my brother and Mr. Kazi, like their parfaits. I don't usually have it on hand all the time. I don't. But people that have that are keto, they use the heavy cream. You've gone from 275 to 205 over the last 2 years with coffee Steve makes each morning and slowly working toward my 160. That's amazing. And you're doing it slowly. So that's the way to do it. Allegedly conspiracy theory. You have genetic high cholesterol. Well, all of my panels came back. I'm good. Um, Everything's good. Still got low iron, but I've had that since the vid jab. Was never anemic before until I got that. I don't care what you say. That's what happened. So I'm in the produce section, Jarella. Every week I'm going through everything in the produce aisle. We're we're hanging there, and we're in the meat section. Now I just got to stay away from the outside and not get a tick, so I can continue to eat my red meat. Your elliptical machine is waiting on me. Probably do some abdominal. I know, Brad. You're over there recording all that stuff. Like you're doing a great job. And you're doing things that you weren't doing in the truck, like, building pools and fixing doors and all that stuff for your friend. So you're like you're going to do good because that's stuff that you're not used to doing. So that's awesome. I want to do something though. 'Cause Mr. Kazi will be like, "Did you see what Brad posted?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he's following you. It's funny when you go into the streams that like, it happened in Chronics and then it happened in Ozzy's and we were like, Brad, like, us over here, we're like, Brad. And they're like, who the hell is Brad? Because your name's not that. It's funny. We're like, he's with us. He's with us. He's fine. Brad is a good dude. I love Brad around here. And he's like going to whatever. I mean, I see him in Chronics and I see him over there in Ozzy's, and they were always like, who is Brad? Because he came in, with his name. So I have to explain it. He's with us. He's a good guy. Brad, you got the deer walking back, but you like examine your entire being every day so you don't get the ticks. Coco's playing with her little scratcher. I got some organic pink lady apples. Oh, that's funny. I picked up the pink ladies yesterday, and then I saw the gala apples were also on sale, so I got the gala because the boys are into these apple fritters that I made last week. Like I make them dessert. I tried one, not gonna lie, but I've never made an apple fritter before, so I was like, oh, let me see how this turns out. And Mr. Kazi was like, yeah, they're going in rotation. So I grabbed some more apples, but I was going to get pink ladies, and then I'm like, no, the gallows are better for that. So, Jersey, thank you. You are so kind. Thank you so much. Who got it? Did Mr. Kazi get it? That would be funny. Theater Beauty. That's a throwback. Thank you so much. Theater Beauty is she's from the, girl worlds, and I'll bump into her every once in a blue moon. Her or him, I don't know. Um they just trolled, Chantel. That was when I was a beezer. We were beezers together. Like in the real, like in her chat, beezing. Like members only. Members only chat. I was constantly there. His car's here too, so I don't have to cram it into my little bitty ass two-seater. Lilith, I should have shared this with you. I am on the Instagrams and I'm following a few pages. I don't know how they came into my feed, but I'm like, you know what? I like this. Like they're facts. Ooh, we all know you can't trust everything you read. However, the only thing I do trust is the Bible, right? So this article came up and it was talking about how, like, if you eat grapes every day, and this is before, like, I mean, I just saw this the other day. So it says if you eat grapes every day, it does something chemically to your skin, and like it collagen, gives you back collagen, and it, like, it helps with everything skin related. It rejuvenates faster than, the vitamins that we're taking. And it says, like, because, like, it came from the Bible. Like, I don't know if this is a Christian page that I was on, but grapes are written in the Bible. Like, they talk about how big grapes used to be. Like, two men had to carry a bunch of grapes because they were huge before the fall, right? Before, Eve told Adam to eat the apple. So I thought that that was interesting. And it said, I was like, oh, I eat grapes every day. This is great. And then it said red grapes, and I only buy green. So I was looking at the red, and I'm like, should I get the red grapes today? Um, they are also no, they are toxic to the dogs. You can't give them the dogs. What the grape skin antioxidants? I don't know. It said something. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. Now, I am on Instagram, so let's see. Um, Again, like, it's just this thing that came up, and I was like, uh, grapes. Okay, so this is the article. All right, this is definitely what I saw. Let's share. Let's share the grapes. Okay. Oh, then I can't twist it. Eat this every day and watch God rebuild your skin from the inside out in 14 days. 2 cups dark grapes, grapeseed oil, blueberries, blackberries, and dark chocolate every single day. God designed these together. Ah, crap. To shield your skin, and it's cut off at the bottom. Damn it. To shield your skin. We'll just stop there. So, black grapes support hemoglobin production, contribute to the production essential hormones. Red help reduce fatigue, support eye health, may ease respiratory discomfort. And green grapes help regulate blood sugars, support healthy red blood cell production, and maintain healthy cholesterol level. Whatever. So, God approved dark chocolate, dark grapes and dark. Yeah. Again, this is just what, you can't go by everything you read. Red grapes are for heart health, green grapes, vitamin C, black grapes, brain health, Concord, immune support. Cotton candy grapes are natural sweetness. Moondrop grapes are antioxidants. Crimson grapes, energy. Champagne grapes, digestion. Muscat grapes, skin health. Now, I've only ever heard of red, green, and black. And cotton candy, of course. And Concord, whatever. And I didn't ever see moon grapes before. The midnight black beauty grapes are your favorite. All right. What the hell are well, champagne grapes? I would imagine are for like what they make like the wines out of, right? I'd like to see the studies, but whole natural foods are generally okay. Champagne is so good. You've had them? You've seen the moon grapes? I've never seen them. Never heard tell of them, I'll tell you. So, 9 reasons why you should eat grapes. It helps cure asthma and migraine, effective remedy against breast cancer, prevents heart attacks and lowers cholesterol, strengthen bones and prevent onset of osteoporosis. They provide relief from constipation and indigestion, boost immune system and prevent fatigue, reduce the risk of kidney disease, prevent loss of vision, and improve brain function and prevent Alzheimer's disease. Again, this is all from Instagram. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if these are true, but you know how you get when you get sucked into these articles. And I eat grapes every day. So anything that I, come across like this, I'm like, oh, I eat these. So, like, I just, me being me, I'm like, well, I'm benefiting from something, even if it kills my carb counter. Green grapes may aid in heart health, benefit eye health, high in antioxidants, lower inflammation, benefit skin and hair health, support bone health, and protect against diabetes. There you go. So this says the benefits of eating grapes. Take a screenshot if you'd like. I don't think it's going to cure the breast cancers either. That was a little far-fetched. So I came across that and I was like, all right. But I do follow these pages on there that are like music facts, and which like are legitimately, like the story behind songs and like, all of this stuff. I should start sharing that in the Discord because I find that these pages are like pretty interesting. Like I found like a dark history one. I'll have to go through my thing. And like I know you guys that are in the Discord, like you would like, you know, you might enjoy those. You know what I mean? I don't know. Wine and heart health was debunked. Yeah, I mean, Brad, wine is made from grapes. So I don't know. And you do with that information what you will. I just came across it and my ding-a-ling was like, oh, you know what? Look at me eating grapes every day for the last, how long? I mean, for years, I ate a banana every day. And now I'm on this grape thing every day. Every day, take a little sandwich bag, snack on it at work. And every day since I made that blueberry overnight oats, when I made that video, since then, every single day I've had blueberry overnight oats. This week I'm changing it up. I'm going to make myself scrambled eggs because I bought more eggs because I thought I used them all last week because I made deviled eggs and potato salad. I thought I used them all. And then I was down some. So I bought another one and I have way too many eggs. So I got to make Mr. Kazi his breakfast and I'm going to make myself scrambled eggs for this week. Says hello. Aw, boop. 40 proof. I get the frozen wild. Yeah, we have those. We have wild blueberries in the freezer. Whining, WH. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, we have the frozen wild blueberries in the freezer, but I get fresh blue. I told you this week a pint was $1.99. They went from $6.99 down to 1.99, and there's no me not getting blueberries because I was doing the blueberry oats. Now I got to. I'll figure something out what to do with them because I bought more and I had some, so you know that's what it is. Add a teaspoon of Jack Daniel #7 to your ribeye. Yeah, so our oblongs, which is more than a pint, I'm not quite sure what the poundage is. That's always been like 6.99, 7.99 between that. And then when they go on sale, it's like 3.99. But we're in blueberry, we're overpopulated with blueberries. So a pint is $1.99. And I thought, well, I'm gonna stock up on those. Because if worse comes to worse and they start to go bad, I can always save them and throw them in the freezer. You know what I mean? April's dogs, they get that's what she gives them for snacks. She doesn't give them like dog treats. She gives them the blueberries. And they're after her for the blueberries. Jeez, it is a great price. And yep, that's what I thought. I just like the fresh ones for my oats, but again, this week, I'm making myself some scrambled eggs. You know, he's still on his having his I don't fry them, but like a fried egg. That's how I'm making his eggs. I just he does over hard eggs. He gets two a day and he eats his eggs every day with his turkey bacon. So that's his breakfast. That's what he's doing. And Brad, I don't know what #7 Jack Daniels is. You know what I do like? I really, really, I thought about getting this on rocks the other night, but I was like, I don't know. I can't handle the liquors. I've had a glass of wine and the half the beer was making me feel, because you get drunker faster with the surgery. And the half a beer was making me feel like a little woohoo. But I thought about getting a shot of Jack Daniel Fire over rocks. That is some good stuff. I do like that. Any other whiskey, you can keep it. Or get blueberries, strawberries, apples, pears, baby carrots, and cucumber. Oh, they got a natural diet. They are definitely eating healthy. I only drink apple wine if and when I do drink wine. Grape wine gives me a migraine. Yeah, I can't do the sweet. Anything sweet, I can't do. Makes me nauseous and gives me a headache. So I get the driest of the dry. And I can't do red. I can only do the white. Like I said earlier, I'm a dry white bitch. Pretty much whiskey or bourbon's good. We still have our bourbon from last year's Kentucky Derby. Mr. Kazi, you like honey Jack Daniels? What? We've just unpacked a new discovery that I've never known about my husband. What? Old Smoky Salty Watermelon Whiskey is yummy. Never heard of that. No, I mean, they do. Jack Daniels does have honey. They don't like country music. I don't, Brad. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. The dry. I didn't mean to like highlight your comment. I had fat fingers, but yeah, you hate bananas. Whatever. I was eating them for years. I gotta text my girlfriend and say, "Do you remember when I dropped my banana on the floor? Man, I was so mad. That hurt my heart for a long time. I was like my breakfast. I enjoyed my banana. After my coffee, I had my banana. I dropped my damn banana on the floor at work. I was friggin' mad. This June, you are 2 years no booze. Woohoo! That's awesome. I don't really drink. I mean, we all saw the one time I got drunk on stream, all right? It was the Philadelphia parade, the Eagles parade. It was Valentine's Day. Me and Mr. Kazi went out, and I came home and had a bottle of wine. Don't drink and stream. You'll make an ass out of yourself. If you know, you know. But, um, yeah, I got looped that day. But for the most part, like I'll have a glass of wine if we go out. Now at the surgery, I've only had one glass of wine and half a beer since the surgery, which is more than I've done before. What'd you say? I have maybe two alcoholic beverages a year. I don't even think that that's a true and fair statement. That one New Year's Eve, you came down the stairs and you're like, "I'm gonna have a beer. You want one?" I was like, "Well, wait a minute. What are we talking about?" And we were late. We were getting ready to go to bed. Um, that time, and then when we went down to the shore for some seafood, you took me for a date. You had a glass of wine, which shocked me. I was like, "Really? I haven't seen you drink much since we've been back together again." But that's okay. I mean, I'm not, digging on you. Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey. Whiskey makes my girl feel a bit frisky. You're such an ass. That's what he said to me the other day. He's like, "I don't know, you're feeling pretty good, and you kind of feel frisky when you feel good." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "It's a school night." Kimmy, I'm amazed you didn't have a hangover the next day you streamed. You scared me. I normally don't. Like when I drink and I get like, looped, I start cleaning and like getting things together. Oh my word. Oh my word. The Jack Daniels Distillery is located in Tennessee, which sits in Moore County. Ironically, Moore County is a dry county since the end of Purdue. That's a really cool fact. Well, let's highlight that one since we're over here talking about that. Oh, it's a country song. Well, see, I wouldn't know because I don't watch it. What did 4 gallons of whiskey? Oh my God. I had way too much every weekend. Way too long, so 0 per year now. Yeah. I mean, listen, I was in the streets when I was in my 20s. Man, it was no sooner 5 o'clock on Friday, and I was sitting there putting my wing eyeliner on and out there in the streets. Me and my girlfriend, man, we would come home, it'd be 4 o'clock in the morning, and the next thing you know, we'd be up and out by 11 to go get like, hangover food, and then we'd wind up at a bar again. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And then when you live in Philly and you can just walk to any corner to go in and get some drink, like, yeah, I was wild. I was a wild child. Can't do that shit anymore. I don't know. Jack Daniel's Fire is really good though. It really is. It truly is. And when it's like, don't shake it. Don't be doing all that nonsense. Just pour it over some rocks and I'll sip on it. Boom. Look at who's here at the end of the day. Now, you're tardy, but you've arrived. We'll put you on the checklist. Luke, how are you? Denny's or Kettle, 2 a.m. food. Brad, listen, here's a story for you. So, my mom and dad fought and broke up and my whole childhood, right? He was always leaving and then he'd come back. Always left, came back. So the one time my mom said, "Oh, this is a final thing," right? It was when I was like 15 turning 16. Again, this was like the late 80s. How old was I don't know, whatever. It was like in the 80s, 90s. All right. We did different things back then. So whatever. So my mom got all stressed out, and it was always kind of my job to keep my mom happy, right? Like, I just always felt like, like my mom would hang out with me and my friends, right? It was like I never really got to hang out with my friends. I mean, I did, but my mom was always around, and she hung out with the other moms too. But, when you're a teenager, you kind of want to, like, do your thing, by yourself with your friends and all that, get in trouble, figure things out. Well, since I was my mom's BFF. My dad left. I'll never forget it. My mom was laying on the couch crying. I was like, get the frig up. She had a friend. I said, call her and go out. So then my mom talks me into going out. Did my mom take me to the bar? And that's when they really weren't carding, right? And I dressed up like I was like, I was of age and whatever. I got into the bar. Got into the bar. So we were drinking one night. Or we were at the bar. I was dancing. I was having a good time. I thought, well, this is what they do when they're older. So we're out there, we're dancing and all this stuff. And then, dude, like, my mom's friend was there. She brought friends. We are all having a good time. I remember going to the Denny's, right? And then we're in the Denny's and we're laughing because everybody in Denny's is hammered. So we're in the Denny's and, we're sitting at a table and there was like 8 of us or whatever. We had a big party. And there was like a bunch of guys over at another table. And the one guy kept looking at me. And like when I'm not shy. I was like, what? Like, what are you looking at? What do you got? I said, you got something to say? And he's like, as a matter of fact, lizard lips, I do. And so, like, when he called me that, our whole entire table started laughing. So then he thinks he made friends. So he comes over and he's like hanging with us. And I'm like, why do I have lizard lips? Like, where'd that come from? So anyway, I'll never forget that. It was called lizard lips at the Denny's. After my mom took me, I was like 15, 16 years old and I was drunk. Woo, back when cigarettes were that's how I started smoking. They were in the pizza place. They were in the pizza, like up the street. They were 75 cents. Me and my girlfriend. One time she'd pay 50 and I'd pay 25. And the next time I'd pay 50, she'd pay 75. And that story was Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. No, that's what it was. I don't know. I probably got the Grand Slam or something. I don't remember. That's the best part, Luke. Focus on the health. Focus on that health. Metal detectors on a beach is not a bad day, Tater. No, Tater's all about that metal detecting. She loves the metal detectors. Anyway, we've been going on and on and on and on, and all of my stories, ironically, have now. There's not much going on out there in the royal world. The Kensington girl would have decked them. Well, when you're feeling good and you're having a good time with all your friends, like, and like I was sarcastic and he was sarcastic back, so I think that's why we were all like okay with it. The bowling alley. Ah, yep, yep. We're at the bowling alley all the time too. People are getting weird about metal detecting. Like that's been going on for forever. Like every once in a while you see like someone, and I think it's like they would go early in the morning. You'd see like a random person on the beach with a metal detector. Why are we being weird towards people that are metal detecting? You mind your own business. Looking for like, whatever. I can't stand it. That's what I mean. It's too peoply out there. So we gather here together on Saturday, have coffee, and talk about all that nonsense. Um, Wow. I'm reading this. This is the first time I'm reading this. Yeah, because I read stuff with you guys. Thank you, Lilith. So the let's like hop into the Royals. It's like, it's a hard jump. On June 6th, which is coming up next week, um, the King's nephew, Peter Phillips, and Harriet Sperling are getting married. It's both their like both of them. It's their second marriage. So and they're not like major royals or whatever. But it's on June 6th, and numbnuts and his idiot wife, in my opinion, are not invited. They're not invited at all. They've been snubbed, and there's a whole big hubbub about that. And everybody's talking about how she's going to wind up trying to steal the spotlight from the wedding because king and queen and the whales are going to be there. So Megan's going to try and do something to like upstage this event. But they just King Charles and Queen Camilla just announced a royal outing on the same day as his nephew's wedding. So King Charles and Camilla announced that they will attend the Betfred Derby Day at Epsom Downs on June 6th. The outing is on the same day as his nephew Peter Phillips' wedding. It's possible that the royal couple will make both events, despite them being 100 miles away from one another. Now, how are you going to do that? I mean, the horse race and the horses in the royal family are like a big deal. But Charles, what are you thinking? Like, why are we not going to the wedding? It's a wedding. No, you don't, Wandering. You make us put you on a 3-minute delay. Put you in a corner. She will. And like, where is that photo that here it is. Look at this. This asshole. First of all, she stole Princess Catherine's look. We talked about this already, but I noticed something after we talked about it. Catherine was dressed in lilac. Now there's only so many colors you can wear. I get it, but it just so happened to be like 10 days after Catherine wore the lilac outfit to what would have been Queen Elizabeth's 100th birthday celebration, and she looked impeccable as always. This one posts this picture of her and Lily. Look at this photo closely, and in my mind, she says mama's little helper, but in my mind she has the child bowing at her feet. I don't like this photo at all. You're laughing. Why are we talking about rolling papers? That's what I'm saying, Lilith. And look at this friggin' outfit. So she's wearing the lilac. It looks like shit. It doesn't fit. But and you're doing like Catherine was photographed by others. You're taking selfies in a closet with your child at your feet. I can't stand her. So she put that photo out when Catherine was in, I believe, when she was in Italy. So she's trying to upstate. The problem is that people are falling for it in a way like they're just looking at she doesn't get that we're just looking at the like the sideshow, which is a circus, and it's, like, poor thing. The poor thing. She thinks that she's relevant. She's not. So anyway, they think that this wedding and all of this stuff, because we're going to be we're going to be all dressed up. I don't think that it's not like a tiara moment. It's not like a state banquet, but we're going to be dressed up, and jewels will be out and stuff like that. So it's going to be lots of pictures are taken, and I can't wait because then we just get to look at Catherine and William. So she'll go ahead and you know, try and do something that day. I can't wait to see what she tries to come up with to steal the spotlight out of them. But now the king's saying that, he's going to a horse race. What if you don't make it, dude? With the 100 miles, that's like 2 hours away. And so whatever. I don't know. We'll find out next week. It's Saturday, June 6th. So that's where they're going. They're going to go to the race, and then they're going to go to I'll show you a picture of the couple getting married. They're a nice looking couple. Harriet and Peter. They're a nice looking couple. Who's Mrs. C? Yeah, I mean, listen, I've always been told, I feel her trump card is divorcing Harry and getting max pay. Oh, yeah, for sure, Jersey. Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely, I think that's going to be her next move. And then where's he going to go? Catherine has made a statement that she has had enough. She's not interested in reconciliation. William is not going to reconcile. He's not going to be back into the fold. So where's he going to go? He's just a complete ass. He lost his title. I hope that that's what happens. Anyway, that's that. Kids not chickens spell took over. Oh. Lady Cam. I don't really like that Lady Colin Campbell lady. I don't really like her. And I heard, not that it matters, but I heard rumors that, and it doesn't matter what I heard. I'm not a fan of her. I don't know, because sometimes she does like lean heavily on favoring Meghan and Harry, and then she'll lean towards like being a royalist, and like she goes both ways. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I watch Dan Wooten, and he has her on all the time. I enjoy Lauren the Insider. I do enjoy her. And she looks just like my cousin. I said I can't. It's like like a doppelganger to the T. Uh, Jennifer Coffin, retired FBI agent. Oh, you're not talking royals. Okay. Well, you're not talking to royals. I'm talking to royals. We're at the royal portion of Caturday, okay? So they just released a picture. I mean, this is a terrible picture of Princess Anne, but nobody's going to tell me that this woman is not a badass. And they're saying that they're like, Charlotte is a Princess Anne in training. And I believe that 1000% because of how Princess Charlotte acts now as a child. I believe she's going to be like dead serious. She's like a daddy's girl. She's going to be dead serious about being a royal. But this is just like, stupid article that they're writing about Princess Anne. I think that that's a terrible photo of her because she's probably out there with the horses, right? You like Lady C, and we almost lost her due to some shady medical practices a few months ago. I didn't hear that part, but I still, she's not my favorite. I feel bad if that's the case. Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Lawrence might live on the generously sized estate, Gatcombe State, But the royal couple's living room in the main house is surprisingly cozy. The Princess Royal and her husband of 33 years don't often share photographs inside the Gatcombe Park, located on the 700-acre countryside estate in Gloucestershire. But they did unveil this snapshot of them watching television back in 2021. So now what they're saying is that she's a hoarder. That's what this article, I'm not going to read the whole article, but what they're saying is that Princess Anne is a hoarder. What's it? Well, her hair was just messy. Usually she's like neat and, but her hair's all messy. She was outside doing things. So they're like sitting there watching TV. What is cluttered about this? Like these books here? She's a working royal, for crying out loud. She's probably got all kinds of stuff. I don't think that this is hoarding. She was bedridden for months. Anne is Charlotte's favorite. Yeah. Yeah. Anne and Charlotte are close. But Charlotte loves her dad. And she gets a little jelly belly if Catherine is paying attention to other girls. Because Catherine loves the children. And Catherine goes up to all the kids. But if Catherine's given another girl a little bit too much attention, for Charlotte's liking, she gets a little jelly belly. So it's cute. She loves her parents. So I don't think this is hoarding. This is just a stupid article. And. But again, it's a slow news week in the Royals segment. And then this article, just to wrap it up with, our fave, William and Kate. This is, even Prince William didn't know this interesting detail about, they call her Kate Middleton, and I can't stand it. It's Princess Catherine. You would think that after 15 years of marriage, you pretty much have your partner fully figured out. The little habits, the weird food quirks, even the sleep noises you pretend not to notice. But every now and then again, something slips through the cracks, even in a royal relationship. And that is exactly what happened to Prince William and Catherine. During a recent chat with James Theakston and Amanda Holden on the UK's Heart Breakfast radio show, the Prince of Wales, 43, casually revealed that he had no idea Catherine spoke Italian. Quote, I had no idea she spoke Italian either. Holden mentioned, prompting William to quickly respond, I didn't actually. Can we play this? All right, we can play this. Ooh, we got a little clip. Boink.
I just wanted to say well she did in Italy. She's just come back. That was her first foray out there since her recovery.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud. She's been amazing. She's been through so much in the last couple of years, particularly. And she'd been looking forward to the Italian trip a lot.
I had no idea she spoke Italian either. Did she do that?
I didn't actually. So she must have dusted that off from a while ago.
And seeing her being able to sort of fulfill those duties must have made you feel very happy.
Yeah, very much so. She's an amazing mum, an amazing wife, and literally our family could cope without it. So she's been absolutely stunning. Away trips like that take a lot out of you because you're on sort of permanent receive and send the whole time. And so we have to balance that, make sure she's okay and rested. But yeah, she's in good form.
You have to balance it with maybe a glass of wine and some pasta on the slide. I'm hoping that she grabbed that.
We all need a glass of wine every now and then.
We do. After 5.
So he didn't know she spoke Italian. And you know who I love when Catherine speaks. It's like, I don't know. I forget how she sounds every time she talks, but she's so cute. Catherine has so many hidden talents. Pianist, speaks Italian. She's amazing. She is. All right, now listen. Today's menu, I'm making Mr. Kazi some steak fajitas for the week. Okay. I got all the ingredients. So I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna make him his breakfasts for the week. I'm gonna go make the steak fajitas for the week. I'm going to make my lunch and breakfast for the week. And then we're going to reconvene on a couple questions tonight at 7 o'clock so that we can talk about the Nancy Drew Frey. Guthrie. I always call her Drew Frey. I get her and Virginia mixed up. Nancy Guthrie. Okay. Yes, steak fajitas. And Mr. Kazi has most of the information. I'm just going to be like a listener. If you have, if you're interested in a case and you got like little details, by all means, come chat with us. We're going to do it live. I'm going to make, when I get off here, I'm going to make the, I'm going to create the stream. So thank you, Mr. Kazi. That's you guys know, but that's the channel. So I hope to see you guys tonight. If you're not doing anything, I know it's the summer and people are out there doing their thing, but you want to hang out. It does sound similar, doesn't it? I always get them two mixed up. Probably because he's back in the news and they're leaning towards charging him with some essay charges. Anyway, no cilantro bread. No cilantro. So I will see you guys tonight at 7 o'clock over a couple of questions. Me and Mr. Kazi will be, I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't fall off the stream again and get lost for a while, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys. Have a great, thanks, Enflo. Have a great Saturday afternoon. Hopefully I get to see you. If not, I'll probably see you in some chats. Bye.